This story is brought to life through a seamless flow of AI-generated images, enhancing the narrative with stunning, visually captivating scenes in every video. Let's begin. In the land of Middle-earth, where towering mountains touched the sky and ancient forests whispered secrets of old, the final chapter of an epic tale was about to unfold. The forces of darkness, led by the malevolent Sauron, were gathering strength, their shadows creeping ever closer to the last bastions of hope. At the heart of the Free People's struggle was the city of Minas Tirith, the White City, gleaming like a pearl on the mountainside. But its beauty was marred by fear, for Sauron's eye was fixed upon it, and his armies were marching. Denethor, the Steward of Gondor, sat in his high tower, lost in despair, while the brave Gandalf, clad in white, rallied the soldiers, urging them to hold fast against the tide of darkness. Far to the north, the kingdom of Rohan stirred. King Théoden, a man of great honor, gathered his riders. With his niece Éowyn, who yearned for both battle and love, and his loyal nephew Éomer by his side, Théoden led the Rohirrim on a desperate ride to Gondor's aid. They knew the road was perilous, but their hearts were filled with courage, for they rode not just for Gondor, but for the freedom of all Middle-earth. As the sun rose on the day of battle, the Pelennor Fields before Minas Tirith became a sea of chaos. Orcs, trolls, and monstrous creatures of all kinds surged forward, crashing against the walls of the city. But just as hope seemed lost, a mighty horn echoed across the battlefield. The riders of Rohan had arrived. With a cry of death, Théoden led his men into the fray, their charge a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. In the thick of battle, Théoden fell, struck down by the Witch King of Angmar, the most feared of Sauron's servants. But Éowyn, disguised as a man, stood before the Witch King, fearless. With the hobbit Merry by her side, she struck the final blow, breaking the ancient prophecy that no man could kill the Witch King, for she was no man. Meanwhile, deep beneath the earth, Aragorn, heir to the thrones of Gondor and Arnor, was on a quest of his own. With the elf Legolas and the dwarf Gimli, he ventured into the haunted paths of the dead, seeking the aid of an ancient army cursed to wander as spirits. These Oathbreakers had betrayed Aragorn's ancestor, but now they answered his call, riding forth to help turn the tide of battle. With the armies of Gondor and Rohan united, they struck a mighty blow against Sauron's forces, pushing them back. But they knew it was not enough. Sauron's power lay in the One Ring, a ring that was slowly making its way to the heart of his realm, carried by two small hobbits, Frodo and Sam. Frodo and Sam, weary beyond belief, had journeyed through the desolate land of Mordor, guided and tormented by the wretched creature Gollum. As they neared Mount Doom, the only place where the ring could be destroyed, Frodo's strength began to fail. The ring's dark whispers grew louder, urging him to claim its power. At the very edge of the fiery chasm, Frodo succumbed to the ring's temptation, declaring it his own. But Gollum, driven by his obsession, attacked Frodo, biting off the finger that bore the ring. In his madness, Gollum slipped and fell into the fire, taking the ring with him. In that moment, Sauron's power was broken, his tower crumbled, and his armies were scattered to the winds. The shadow that had loomed over Middle-earth for so long was finally lifted. Aragorn was crowned kingelessar, and he took his place as the ruler of a reunited Gondor and Arnor, with the fair Arwen, daughter of Elrond, by his side. Peace returned to the lands, and the people began to rebuild their lives. But for Frodo, the scars of his journey were too deep. Though he returned to the Shire with his friends, he could find no rest. In the end, he sailed across the sea to the Undying Lands, where he could find healing and peace. Sam, Merry, and Pippin remained in the Shire, where they lived out their days in peace, remembering the incredible journey they had undertaken and the friends they had lost along the way. And so, the tale of the ring came to an end, a story of friendship, bravery and the hope that even in the darkest of times, light can be found.